Good morning, Intenders.
Good morning.
Welcome and welcome back to Morning Intentions. Today is Monday, June 22nd. Hope you had a lovely weekend and a great Father's Day. I did. I loved celebrating my dad and all he's done for me.
I loved celebrating your dad too.
Sure is nice to have these days where we get to honor the people in our lives who have made our lives special. Those are special positions, Mother's Day, Father's Day, and it's a good time to reflect on what they've done for us. And if you don't have a great relationship with your dad like I do, and you're feeling sad or like you're missing out, just looking at other father-type figures, other men in your life that have helped you, inspired you, and supported you, that might be helpful.
Even if you don't know them personally.
Could you share more about that?
Not everyone has a great relationship with their dad. Some people don't even know their dad. So days like Father's Day can be challenging. Looking at whether it's someone that is in our world who is speaking up for what aligns with you, someone who could be an author or a poet that we were talking about earlier this month. It doesn't have to be someone you know. It can be someone who holds these values that you hold dear, and you can celebrate them because they do impact our lives. We don't have to be related to someone for them to completely impact our lives. So we have some housekeeping to do before we begin our podcast today. We had asked that if you have something that you would like us to talk about on the podcast for July, we would love to hear from you. And we have loved hearing from you, but we still want to put out that offer. If you have something that you would like us to talk about, whether it's an entire theme or just a thought that you think, oh, you guys have never talked about this and I'd love to hear your take on this, please reach out at yourcoaches@AnnetteandAda.com. And we do have our theme planned for July. We're going to start next Monday, however, because we will be taking July 2nd and 3rd off of the podcast to celebrate the 4th of July. So next Monday, June 29th, next Tuesday, June 30th, and then Wednesday, July 1st, we're going to get started on our new theme. So this is the last week that we'll be talking about curiosity and the art of enjoying life. And next week, we're going to move on to our next topic. And we really appreciate all of you who've shared your desires for our podcast, but keep them coming. We've received some good ones, and we think let's just continue to say that because we will get to the others. If we didn't choose yours, we will get to the others sometime this year, because they've been great and we really, really appreciate you. So that's what I wanted to share, Ada, before we got into our discussion.
Thanks so much for that housekeeping. And for this week, starting today, we're going to start what I thought we were going to start talking about last Friday. Yes,
you jumped the gun a little bit.
A tidge, and now it's Monday, so we're ready for it. What I wanted to talk about Friday, which we're talking about today and this week. So when you recognize that the art of enjoying life is creating a life you enjoy, and then you recognize, well, maybe I'm sucking the fun out of my own life by my mindset, by my attitude, by what I'm putting into my life. If I'm filling my life up with garbage, you know the saying, garbage in, garbage out. Maybe that's what we're doing with our lives. And please don't take that as a source of shame. I've recognized in my life when, and I can still do it today, like, ooh, that's some garbage, garbage in, garbage out. No wonder I'm not feeling all that great.
What do you mean by garbage?
Well, if I'm focusing on things that don't make me happy, that I don't enjoy, that aren't uplifting and fulfilling to me, if I'm just doom scrolling on Instagram, well, that doesn't feel good. Garbage in, garbage out. So if I'm not enjoying my life, but I recognize what I'm doing isn't helping my life at all, it isn't helping me enjoy life, no wonder I don't enjoy my life. I mean, those two go together. And so once you recognize, well, maybe I'm sucking the fun out of my own life, you recognize that, you say, stop it. Bob Newhart on Mad TV You can't stop there, though. You can't just tell yourself to stop it, because when you try to get rid of a bad habit, you have to put a good habit in its place.
That's why this week we're doing something that we've never done. We're going to have some reflection questions that we go through each day. As Ada and I reflect, we want you all to reflect.
Reflection question lightning round.
Yes, because it's not only what sucks the joy out of life, it's getting clarity about what you enjoy and what lights you up, like we've talked about the last few weeks.
Exactly. You need both. If you just recognize what sucks the fun out of life, that's good information. But then you'll say, well, now what? Now what do I do? Then that's where you bring in what lights you up, what brings that emotional charge, the fun to life, and you put that in its place.
Okay, so today our reflection questions are going to focus on our current lives. You're first. What parts of my life do I genuinely enjoy? Now, as I ask these questions and Ada asks the questions, we're going to give you our answers, but then you think of your own. So, Ada, what parts of your life do you genuinely enjoy?
I enjoy my job, my work. I like work better than job because job sounds like a chore. It's my work. I love my dog. I love my chickens. There's so much that I genuinely enjoy.
What parts do you endure rather than enjoy?
I still haven't made that great of friends with sleeping. I've gotten better at it, but I just sometimes just wake up in the middle of the night and I have to calm myself down because I just want to get out of bed and start doing stuff. I don't want to be lying here. I can't stand that. So sleeping is something
you endure sleeping.
I endure sleeping. I don't really enjoy it.
And is there anything else other than sleeping?
Not really. I mean, that's pretty good, isn't it?
I think, well, we're not grading you. We're just wanting you to be, this is my truth. These are my authentic answers. Maybe this will help you. When do you feel most alive?
I feel most alive. There's a couple times. I love going on sunset walks and just seeing the vastness of everything. When the stars are just coming out, you can see the first ones popping through the atmosphere. Beautiful sunset. It reminds me, and this is like so cliche, but it's so true. There's so much more to the world and the universe than my small little problems. And also, I think maybe we should all have that attitude. The world is so big, the universe is so big. Are we making a bigger deal out of things than we need to?
Okay. When do you feel most drained?
This you're not going to like, but during the summer when it's so hot.
Oh, okay.
I do not like the heat. It is so hot, and that just drains the life out of me.
So you can't control that at all. But
True.
Is there another part of your life that makes you feel drained that you experience, let's say, on a weekly or monthly basis?
Now, this used to not be true, but it's more true each week I'm alive, but when I'm on the computer too much or on my phone too much. If I'm writing an email, I get it. That's not a have to, that's a get to. But if I'm just dinking around, and I've talked about this on the podcast before, it's like, oh, is this really a good use of my time? Do I really enjoy this? And then I kind of realize, no, I don't. That's when I feel the drain.
That's
kind
good.
of because I did it to myself.
That's good to realize that, because then you know that you're not forced to be on the computer. I mean, other than for work, but on your free time, there's no reason that you have to be on your computer if you don't want to be on your computer.
No, the more that I've realized that's how I feel, the less on the computer I am. Other than a few things that I've had to do which didn't work when trying to do them on my phone, I haven't been on my computer really like on it in a couple months, which has been really nice.
Okay, the last one for today. What am I doing when I lose track of time?
Working in my garden.
Working in your garden. How is your garden, by the way?
It's going really, really well. Some of the plants have had some struggles because it's so hot, so I'm trying to devise a sunshade for them. I haven't gotten that done yet, but Everything's going really well. I'm just loving it. I've wanted a garden for so long. And this year I finally said, yes, I'm doing it. And I've loved every moment. I've loved it just as much as I thought I would.
Okay. So for all of you out there, let's make our intention for the day a reflection question, but they're actually reflection questions. I will repeat them again and just go through them throughout the day so that you can start bringing awareness to what is serving you, what is lighting up your life, and what may be bringing you down. Here we go with the 5 questions for today. What parts of my life do I genuinely enjoy? What parts do I endure rather than enjoy? When do I feel most alive? When do I feel most drained? And what am I doing when I lose track of time?
Thank you so much for joining us today. Our day is better because you are part of our day. See you tomorrow.
See you then.